Ahoy there folks, I'm Captain Benzie and welcome to another video for Diablo Immortal. At long last, the game is finally here. June the 2nd, 2022 is the date that Diablo Immortal finally hit the market. It's on Google Play, it's on iOS, and it's even on PC. Turns out that whole don't you have phones thing actually got them to make a PC client as well. Now, as far as I'm aware, it's also cross-play, so if you're playing on iOS or Android, or if you're playing on PC, you can still play together. Now, I covered Diablo Immortal a fair amount back when I got into the closed alpha. I tried some of the characters out, I got a fair way into the story, I talked about monetization and how to sort of level up and get cool gear and stuff like that. From what I've seen so far, things are pretty much very, very similar to how things were in the closed alpha, so to catch up, I have got a playlist you can watch through and get that kind of information. Now, a lot of you folks have asked, will I be covering Diablo Immortal? And the answer to that is, it depends on you folks. If you guys want me to cover Diablo Immortal, absolutely let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to be covering this game, making videos of my playthroughs, talking as I go, sort of like live streaming and stuff like that I think would really work quite well with Diablo Immortal. I can certainly do my usual tutorials, getting started guides for the different classes, because I can talk about what their stats do, how they work, some of their cool abilities and different builds that you can do. And we can even do sort of like roleplay run-throughs as well. Some of you folks seem to really enjoy that in the closed alpha, me sitting there and putting on voices for the different characters. So if you are keen on playing Diablo Immortal, first of all, give it a download, obviously. Secondly, you'll see in the top left, I have my Battle.net prominently on screen here, so you can add me as a friend. I am, of course, playing on EU servers. Ping's a little bit weird from here in Africa. I'm on about 250 to 300 millisecond ping on a good moment. But I'm playing on Throne of Destruction. Now, if you follow me from Eve Echoes, apparently a lot of the guys from No and that are on Throne of Destruction as well, so this seems to be a European Eve Echoes based server, which I am all for. Now, the game itself is about a 2 gig download, followed by a whole load of additional stuff to download, so make sure you get a decent Wi-Fi connection and you start downloading everything. You don't necessarily need to, wait for all of this to download before you jump in. You will get download rewards for doing this, which is always really cool, and it just helps the game run that little bit smoother for you, because you're going to have less loading time between locations. But it does mean, from my calculations here, that this game is going to take up about 10 gigabytes of storage on your phone, which might push some folks to download it instead on PC, and I completely understand that. Anyway, I think what we need to do here is just jump in and have a little look at what I've been getting up to today on launch. We're not going to be doing anything overly crazy today. I just want to familiarize anyone who hasn't played the game with what is going on in this. If you've played Diablo 3, this is very similar. It uses the Diablo 3 sort of blueprint, which for me, considering I started with Diablo 1, I got a laptop literally a week before Diablo 2 launched, under the pretense that it was going to be for coursework and things through my GCSEs. Instead, I then queued up secretly one morning, skived off school, caught the train to Canterbury, queued up outside Electronics Boutique, and got Diablo 2 the day it launched. Only game that was on that laptop. It didn't even run it particularly well, but hey, we had fun. Diablo 3 is still my favourite in the series, just I think because of memories, and I quite enjoy the storyline to it. I think the expansion packs are really cool. It capitalised on everything that made the first 2 games great, and in my opinion, I really like the art style. I know that's controversial. I know Diablo 3 had a lot of sort of shtick for going the route it did, but I really enjoyed it. Now, you'll notice I've already started a barbarian on this particular world with the name Captain Frenzy. I couldn't resist. I don't know if this is going to be my main character or if it's just something I'm going to roll and play around with for a bit of time, but it's where I started. Now, ultimately, there are lots of different classes available, and it's also really nice to see that since the closed alpha, they have done a lot more customization options. So let's go from the top of the list and explain what they all are. So first of all, you have the Barbarian, savage warriors who protect their sacred ancestral lands with brutal melee attacks, unleashing their undying rage on the demonic horde. And let's be fair, the Barbarian is a pretty badass class. These guys are literally hit it with an axe or 2 axes or just one heck of a big axe and just keep hitting it until it's dead. If you like sort of your whirling dervish of blades and you want to be smacking things up close and personal, then the Barbarian is very much the class for you. They are your typical strength-based character. Second on the list we have wizards, literally the other side of that. So the wizards here, renegade spellcasters who channel arcane energy into powerful combinations of magic that manipulate and destroy their foes. Now these guys are ranged and they are magical, so you're casting spells using sort of intelligence stats here. If you like the idea of being a spellcaster who keeps their distance, you're going to be a bit squishier than things like the Barbarian, but the damage you can do is pretty high, and wizards are also good for sort of area of effect damage. If you want to take out whole crowds of people from a range, the wizard is a brilliant option for that. Third on the list we have the Demon Hunter. These guys have always been my favourites. For those who play EVE Echoes or EVE Online, the Demon Hunters are essentially a hurricane or a Cinnaball in human form. It says here they are relentless vigilantes who wreak vengeance on the demonic horde with an arsenal of arrows, explosives and mechanisms, while moving constantly out of the reach of their foes. Now, Demon Hunters use physical attacks, but they are ranged, so you either have one big crossbow or 2 hand crossbows. You are going to be shooting things with rapid fire launching. You get all these kind of whirling special abilities, traps that you can drop on the floor as well that will deal damage or special effects to anyone who steps over them. Demon Hunters are honestly one of my favourite classes, but I think that's just the sort of, you know, the 16-year-old teenage me just enjoying that kind of hooded, emo, badass character. Yes, I was the gothing class. Then we have the Monk, sacred martial artists who channel divine energy into powerful melee attacks, rapid movement on the battlefield, and wards that protect themselves and their allies. Monks are actually a really interesting class, and I enjoyed this in the closed alpha more than I thought I would. They've never really been something I'm overly interested in because they're just kind of punch and hit in close combat. If you're into your sort of pugilist and, you know, punching, kicking and standard sort of martial arts, then these guys are for you. If you've watched Last Airbender and you thought that Aang was absolutely badass, then the Monk is the class you're looking for. The fact that they get some really nice support abilities is actually what kind of sealed it for me, that you're not just punching and kicking and sort of just beating the dead up with your fists, you're also helping your party as well, which I found was a really nice change to the Monk. Then we have the Crusader. This was added late into the closed alpha. I didn't get much of a chance with these guys at all, but I have played them in Diablo 3. Unbending champions of faith who rely on holy magic and heavy armor to withstand attacks, whilst vanquishing demon foes with blazing fire and blinding light. These guys are your paladins. They are your heavy armor, your shields, your sword and board. If you like to be the Holy Crusader who's, you know, tank and board, sword and board, tank and spank kind of thing, the Crusader is very much your kind of thing. Melee and hybrid, so some of your attacks are physical, some of your attacks are magical, and they can be a lot of fun. Honestly, the whole Holy Crusader thing ain't really my shtick. As you know, I'm not a big fan of the Amar in EVE either, but hey, the Crusader can be a lot of fun. I've enjoyed this class as well. Moving on then finally to the Necromancer. Oh yes, if you were a 16-year-old edgelord like me, then these guys are going to naturally tickle that bone. As someone in the Catskull Discord recently put it, I think it was Inferus actually, why on earth would you, it's all cool casting spells and using like crossbows and stuff like that, but isn't it more fun to use your enemies against them? Why should I dirty my hands when I can just bring the enemy back and kill more enemies with them? The Necromancer are masters of life and death who harvest the power of the dead, tormenting their enemies with skeletal minions and dark magic. And they are cool. There's no two ways about it. Just look at that animation. Look how amazingly cool she looks. The scythe, the armor, that icy blue glow, the fact that skeletal minions just clamber out of the ground. Yeah, these guys are pretty awesome, and I think there's a lot of folks that are going to go for the Necromancer simply because of that cool factor on them. Like, you're playing a game that's all about the undead and demons and hell and all this kind of thing. And yeah, okay, Satanic Panic from the 1980s. If you've just watched Stranger Things 4, You'll know what I'm on about there as well. I grew up in that time period where I was told that me playing Dungeons and Dragons was a bad thing because it meant that I was likely to sacrifice my sister to Satan. Now, my sister and I didn't exactly get along, but shame, I'm not about to sacrifice her. That's a bit far. But at the same token, Diablo ultimately is a game about fighting back against hell. You are the good guys in this. It's a grim, dark, horrible world, but you're the good guys. You are the shining light through it all, even if you want to be a dead summoning necromancer. Now, there's a part of me that wishes I'd planned a bit further ahead on this, because I want to create a new character and sort of showcase it to you folks with the creation, etc., but I've already kind of blown my load on the big pun with Captain Frenzy already, so I kind of need to pick something else to go along the sides here, so I'm just going to go with a Demon Hunter, and I'm going to use my usual Demon Hunter name for this one. So we're going to have a look at the character creation screen. So when you start on a character creation screen, you get the customize hero options here. You get 3 sort of starting places that you can then modify and go for there. Goodness gracious me, it's going to be this one. Look at that. That's just why don't I look like that in real life? Seriously, God, what did you give me? You gave this guy all the fun stuff, and there's me with sort of my acne and ingrowing beard hairs, and just, and then there's this guy. I wouldn't kick that out of bed. And of course you can have a look at the different gear previews as well, but just to see what kind of gear a Demon Hunter can end up with. And if that didn't just give you an evil-gasm seeing this, I really don't know what will. That is probably one of the most badass armor sets in video gaming history. Like, hang on a second, let's just jump back. To any of the other classes get something as cool as that? Let's have a look at the Necromancer, because if anyone's going to get a badass armor class, it's the Necromancer. Oh look, there's the, oops, I kind of, you know, I walked in at the end of the set of Carrie. Then we have, ooh, I came from Monster Hunter. This is clearly a character who was playing Monster Hunter World and then, you know, gave up and just decided that Diablo was more fun. There's some really cool armors there, though. The emo clown? Emo King Clown? No, that's cool. The Monster Hunter one's cool, but it's not quite there. Let's have a look at the Crusader. Sorry, this is what this video is going to be now. It's just going to be me talking through the character customization and looking at some of the armors. If you ever fancied being Juggernaut from the original series of X-Men, Vin Diesel, no, it wasn't Vin Diesel, what's his name? Oh, the British guy, I can't think of his name. Comment section down below, let me know. Typical holy guy, golden face and wings. Meh. And that's the legendary one? Really? Just a winged helmet, an eagle on each of the shoulders that, you know, if you shrug, possibly risks giving you a concussion. This is why I don't like Crusaders all that much. Let's have a look at the monks. Monks could get some interesting stuff, right? Yeah, I was about to say, face this way, dude. You're looking the wrong way. Camera's behind you. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. A little bit of a samurai edge going on there. Oh, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Blood red armor, claws, demonic visage. Yeah, that's Diablo. And then the third one's okay. That's okay. It's glowy, but that one's better. That's really cool. Okay, monk, if you can get me that armor, that might be quite interesting. We've looked at Demon Hunter. Let's jump into Wizard. I wonder if there's a difference between male and female. Oh my goodness, this is what this video is going to be, isn't it? That's cool. Golden mask, purple tinges, shoulder pads that are floating with magical energy. Blue one, cool, sort of a lion dragon-esque head on the top there. Cool crystals and sort of shards and blades on the pauldrons, that's kind of cool. Oh, that looks like he's been raiding Onyxia's lair or something. That's a really cool armor set there. Very, very cool stuff. I'm just going to very quickly check. I don't think there's going to be a difference. It'll probably show the same ones for the females as well. Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, okay, the wizard gets some really cool armor. I think if you're rolling a wizard, you get some good choices of armor there. And the barbarian, let's have a look at what Captain Frenzy might get in the future. Okay, so typical I'm not a dwarf honest barbarian from the Norse lands. Fairly standard fur and brass and sort of the bearded helmet. Okay, that's nice. That actually looks a lot like one of the Hunter armor sets from Burning Crusade, World of Warcraft, but hey, I'm not complaining. It might be Wrath of the Lich King, don't sue me. But either way, that's really cool. I love the sort of the claws, the bones interspersed with the metal there. That's very cool. And it's the Rathalos armor set. That's clearly the Rathalos armor set. I'm sorry, that has literally come out of World of Monster Hunter World. Yeah, or any of the Monster Hunter games, in fairness. That's so cool. Okay, Captain Frenzy needs this armor. That is just amazing. Like, just, oh, Oh, dear me. Okay, but for the time being, let's go back to the Demon Hunter and let's go through the character creation process here. So we're going to hit next. We've got the starting name here. Have I missed the... customize, there we are on the left-hand side. I was about to say, now you can go for all your different skin tones here. From various different types of whites. Let's be fair, none of these are particularly sort of African in their appearance, which could be a problem for some people, but hey, for me, not too much of an issue. Being the pallid, pasty white guy that I am, I can represent myself quite nicely. Just a shame, I hope there's other representation options elsewhere, and I know that's not a problem for everyone, it genuinely is a little bit for me. That's a cool hairstyle, badass little sort of cowlick on the front there. Can you have a badass cowlick? Is that a thing? Can you refer to a cowlick as badass? I use badass a lot, by the way. Sort of shaved sides, the moppy floppy top. Ooh, crikey, that's horrific. That's horrific. That looks like he was a reject from Jedward. And the typical long hair ponytail. No, it's going to be the evil cowlick. Just because the concept of an evil cowlick is hilarious to me. Different hair colours that we can add in there, sort of the grey, the different colours there, hair roots. What kind of beards and mustaches can we get? Oh, there's always a Ron Jeremy, isn't there? Soul patches. Oh, the little tufts. Gotta love those cute little tufts. There we go. Now, you know what? Village people. No, it's going to be the original one, I think, there, or possibly... No, we need the upper lip fuzz. The upper lip fuzz is important. Moving on to the different stats here. Now, this is interesting. This is your typical, what I'd refer to as your Dark Souls-esque character creation, that you can actually modify the forehead there by doing all these different things. Same with the eyebrows. You can move them around, the nose, the eyes, all of these things. Way too much information for me to actually be able to cope with. But then we get the face paint and eye makeup, and there's some cool stuff in here if you just want to make yourself look that little bit scarier, or like you've just walked out from a Gorgoroth concert. Either way, that's pretty cool. Sort of the black metal corpse paint going on here. The pink underliner, My Chemical Romance style. They're back, aren't they now? Oh god, I thought that was long dead and buried, but no, apparently they're doing tours again with a new album. And there's people going to be in the comment section like, oh my god, Benzie, you don't like My Chemical Romance? Nope, absolutely cannot stand them, but hey, that's not what we're here to talk about, right? Let's keep moving, and yeah, we're going to go full on Gorgoroth black metal, one of these two. It's going to be the full face one. Then we have markings, which we can add more tattoos and badassery. As I said, I use badass a lot in these things. There's got to be some cool ones going on here. Okay, that's pretty awesome. I think that could be our winner, if any at all. Sort of typical war paint or whiskers or whatever you want to refer to those as. And the scars across the eyes, sort of holy-esque symbolage. And no, we're going to be going back to where were you? You were down here somewhere. That one there. That's really cool. And apparently you can change the color of it as well if you want it bright blue. No, we're going to keep it dark and moody and evil. Change the eyebrows around. There we are. Let's look really angry and give ourselves some really demonic piercing eyes. Oh, there we go. Red, yellow, red, yellow. Oh, that's difficult, but we're going to go red. We're going to go red, because if we want to look like we are part demonic, infused with demonic power, I think that's going to be the route. There we are. We can change size, colors, all these kind of things there. And I'm going to go with an old name that I have used many times. I hate the fact that you get that space through your autocorrect. And we are going to create a new... No! Oh, that's ruined my day. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Fine. Let's go with straight up Alexander. Also taken... How have you all taken every option for the name Alexander? There we are, the proper way of spelling it in my opinion. It's probably not the proper way of spelling it, but fun fact, I was originally actually going to be called Alexander. My mother had an idea of a name for me, my dad then changed it at the last moment. Anyway, so here we go. This is it, the dock for Wortham. The whole village has gone to hell. You sure I can't take you somewhere else? Gone to hell, you say? I'm in the right place then. Aye, follow the roads and be on your guard. Unfortunate things happen to travellers in the forest. Please, I'm a demon. There we are, so the ferryman takes me to the edge, and you get your typical tutorial section. You can skip it with the bit in the top right, but hey, Thank you, but I'm hunter, not prey. Hold with 2 hands to play, just in case you were holding it with your feet. I don't know, Helen Keller might be playing. Anyway, so you get these little footprints that you can follow around and go, and you've got your left stick on the side here. Press to attack, which obviously for a demon hunter, I can do from pretty much anywhere, and just it'll shoot at whichever enemy I happen to be locked onto. Now the footprints, I'm a little bit I'm kind of both ways on. I like the direction, but it does feel very much like just follow this path, and you can kind of switch your brain off and do all these different things. Now, the thing I love about this game, and there's the lag, sadly, the thing I absolutely love about this game is how they have used the mobile screen to its best effect. Now, obviously, when you're developing a game on mobile, yeah, you can just kind of do the whole virtual sticks and just buttons and things like that. But what we have here, hang on, get away from those villagers! Murder, blood, gore. What we can now do is this drag to aim, and you can move all of this around in whatever direction you like, and then when you release, bam, there goes your ability. And that's a really cool use for the mobile screen, because no console, no PC can do that properly. I mean, if you had a touchscreen laptop like I do, you could theoretically do it, I suppose, but it's going to be just a little bit insane to try and basically hold a laptop like an iPad. But it's just a really cool way of just making sure that you are fully immersed and engaged. I know League of Legends Wild Rift and a couple of other sort of mobile MOBAs have done this for a while, but it's just a really cool sort of control scheme system. I like it. An outsider drawn where they do not belong. Yet you are too late. Wortham is damned. More blood, gore, and a big fat dude appears with a mouth in his belly. Of course, just what you want on a Thursday morning. Cool, so we're just going to keep some distance from this guy to the best of our ability, use some of our attacks, keep our range, keep moving, and this guy's going to fail to hit me utterly, this putrid desecrator. I swear I had people like that come into Games Workshop when I worked there, people who I could genuinely refer to as a putrid desecrator. Anyway, so obviously you saw there's a little circle on the ground there. We're just going to ignore that, make sure that we're not stepping in it. There we are. So he'll summon these abilities. You've got a few seconds to get out of the way, and then just murder him from range. That big flash, leveling up, picking up all my new items. We've got some new skills. So let's have a look at these. So open up the inventory. Now the game does this thing where you get the green arrow says, this is better than what you've currently got. And early on, for sure, it really is. It's just straight up, oh, it's better damage. I mean, obviously I've got no gear on at the moment. You can see all the gear slots are empty, except for the shoulder pad one. You can sort of spin yourself around as well. You can look at the cosmetics and stuff as well once they finish downloading. But yeah, there we go. And a new skill. Now, skills are pretty cool in this. In Diablo 3, skills fill different slots, and so you kind of have to pick. Here, it's a lot more freeform. You can kind of just add it to any one of the slots you like, which means you can modify where they are on screen, and rather than being stuck with, this is the particular, circle that does the ranged attacks, this is the one that does melee, this is the one that's all your traps, or the bird, and things like that, you can you can say, right, okay, well, actually, I'd rather have, 3 AoE abilities and just go with those. You get a bit more build variety here, which I kind of like. After him quickly, I'll secure the gate. Yeah, he's a sort of cockney geezer, and of course he is. Bring the offering, the gift of blood shall open our Lord's path. They do actually have voices in the game as well, which are probably better than I'm doing. But as I've mentioned in the past, I've always wanted to be I'd love to have been a voice actor. I'm not sure I have the voice for it, though. You there! Sorry, wrong voice. You there! What's your purpose, stranger? It's the guy from Resident Evil 4, apparently. I received word that Wortham had been attacked. The mayor requisitioned aid. What can I do to help? The mayor? Akarat blessed that man's soul. Those cultists you just carved through attacked the town and dragged our people towards the cave in the west. Stranger? You're not here to aid us? You're here to... Yeah, you are. You're here to aid us? Then help my men kill those bastards and bring back anyone who lives. Go, please hurry. We'll guard the gates with our lives, I promise you. You don't need to promise me, dude. It's your home. If you fail to guard the gates, it's not me who loses my home. You guys are the ones who get absolutely screwed out of that deal. Anyway, we're just going to keep shooting some wolves and some spiders and all the other things that you would expect from a creepy, spooky, ooky, spooky, grimdark, sort of, it's Halloween every day kind of video game. Spiders, zombies, wolves, you know the drill by now. It's not at all surprising. Good old rain of arrows. I do wonder sometimes. I've been playing the Demon Hunter in Diablo games for literally as long as they've existed in the games. But how does that actually work? Like, how am I firing that many crossbow arrows into the air that it's then falling down in a literal rain of arrows on top of people for this? Look how long this lasts. I'm not even shooting anymore. I fired that many into the air, that high, that they are still going. And yet I know, suspension of disbelief and all that, video game mechanics, but hey, that's just how it works. This must be the cavern the guard spoke of. It's also Geralt from The Witcher. Anyway, also now look, I'm in a cave, yet I can still do it. Somehow, I can launch enough arrows into the air, hold them there for long enough, that they then all rain down gradually, whilst inside a cave without hitting the ceiling. Like, how do you do that? How is that possible? And this is kind of my point, that, like, look, when Diablo 3 first came out, people were absolutely outraged that there was a freaking rainbow in one of the screenshots, because rainbows in Diablo, right? You can't have rainbows in Diablo, like the laws of light have to be changed. You can't have something that's remotely pleasant in a Diablo game, even if the laws of light and physics explain exactly how that would work, and it doesn't matter how grim, dark, and evil your environment is, rainbows don't give a crap about that. Rainbows just exist when light goes through water, right? But anyway, the point I'm kind of getting at here is that anyone who sits there and tries to take these kind of games overly seriously, it's like, come on, you are literally playing a game where I can fire infinity arrows into the air, and it just works somehow. So here you can see I'm just kind of tapping equip, but ultimately if you have a look at it, the life is going up and the score is going up. The score ultimately is just the, your gear level. Actually, I think that was a gear down, it just looked cooler. There we are. Yeah, so you've got the old thing of just the gear is not as exciting, but hey, it's better stats, so we're going to use it anyway. I've not actually showed that either, and when you go to use an ability, if you want to cancel it, you just drag it up to the little cross there, boom. Game doesn't actually teach you that as far as I'm aware. Anyway, another sacrifice arrives, though through your flesh the Lord of Damnation shall have his prize. He's definitely got an evil laugh. God damn it, can I just do one video this week without my battery being low? It's just not allowed. It's just not allowed. I have to have a low battery for these things. But there we go. This guy is going to drain blood from everyone around him and turn himself into an almighty badass. And this does beg the question that, like, you know, all these cultists, you are basically worshipping the, like, evil demons and gods. Like, what have they promised you? Is that really the kind of world you want to live in? Like, okay, yeah, he's going to give me loads of power and women and all these nice things, like, you know, I'm going to get the latest video games on release day every day. Yeah, but is it really worth it when the world is going to just be an almighty crap hole? Like, I don't know. There's a part of me that always wondered about that in video games. It's like, you know, just why? Why would you do this? Why would you, you know, throw your lot in with a guy who is literally trying to destroy the world? What is your end game there? Like, you are going to help this guy destroy the world for what? You're going to be dead too. Gods, he killed them. He killed them all. Yeah, the blacksmith has a very high-pitched voice to me. You're all right, friend. Tell me, do you have the strength to make it out of here? Yes, I think so. Wait, one of the others had a portal scroll, but we couldn't reach it. There it is. Come on, let's leave this miserable place forever. I went a little bit patches there as well. Wait, I surrender. White flag and all. And on we go. I'm throwing Elden Ring references into here as well now. Anyway, so here we are. We're back at the blacksmith. You know, I didn't thank you properly, friend. I'm Corin, the village's blacksmith. If you need to improve your armor or weapons, please see me. Now, he does genuinely have a better voice than this in the game. I kind of started with this voice, so I kind of need to continue with the voice. I've got to commit to it now for at least the rest of this video. But just know that the voice acting in the actual game is significantly better and more effective, more fitting than I've got here. Lord's mercy, is that Aaron? Someone get Elder Cain. What'd they do to him? And he turns into a bloody cloud. My eye is upon you. Weep and despair, for the sin of your existence will be bled away. And off he goes, and then the guy just dies, because of course he does. Why wouldn't he just die? If you're in this kind of situation and, a demon used you as a host to send a message, you're clearly going to die. And then we have good old Deckard Cain, who I respect way too much to actually give a voice. So remain calm, everyone. We are not bereft of hope yet. Ah, hello, friend. You've arrived at quite... I said I wouldn't, but I'm going to. At quite a difficult time. As you can plainly see, the townfolk are ill at ease, but we should be safe enough here for the moment. My name is Deckard Cain. I'm a bit of a travelling scholar, one might say. Lyra here mentioned you saved Corin from the cultists before that sudden commotion in the square. Please, tell me everything. It seems dark forces have their eyes upon Wortham. The cultists' leader mentioned a Lord of Damnation, said he was seeking some prize. The face wreathed in flame could have only been his. Lord of Damnation! Things are far worse than I imagined. The forces of hell are seeking a shard of the World Stone, an artifact with the power to create entire realities. 5 years ago, the demon Lord Baal nearly brought all humanity under his thrall using that stone. If the demons were to obtain even a shard of it, the results would be catastrophic. We cannot allow that to happen. Adventurer, Cain, the cultists are attacking the western gate. We need help holding them back. And off we go. After being given directions from the guard who sounds like one of the fairies from Medieval, off we go following the footprints, because follow the footprints. That is the aim of the game in Diablo Immortal. Seriously, there's this really cool storyline, but the ultimate win condition for the game is reaching the end of the footprints. That's how you win at Diablo. Reach the end of the footprints. Anyway, we're just going to keep firing arrows at these guys. Every arrow or crossbow bolt that I have. The attack came from the west. There must be another stronghold there. Don't worry about the town. Go, show those cultists no mercy. And off I go. Bye, everybody. And follow the footprints. Cross the rickety bridge and the ever so shallow river. And more wolves. Of course it's wolves and spiders and zombies and demons. And an evil tree. Oh no, there's always an evil tree. Like, I saw Lord of the Rings. I know the Ents are supposed to be the good guys, but I just don't trust them. I don't trust them. Don't trust them. Anything that can, be that big and tall and... Oh, no. What am I even talking about? What are you talking about, Benzie? You've lost it. You've lost the plot, live on video. Help. Anyway, kill the spiders. Kill everything. Not just the spiders, everything. Shame, it's always spiders. Spiders are so good to have around your house, It's like, everyone hates spiders and thinks they're scary and evil. They're not. They're really good. I used to keep and breed tarantulas. I might be a little bit biased, but you know what? They are genuinely really good for you. Like, there are more spiders in your house than you genuinely know what to do with. It's actually quite a scary statistic. I don't remember the actual number, but I remember telling people before that, actually, this is how many spiders exist on average in, like, a UK household. And people are like, please shut up, Benzie. I don't want to know there are that many spiders. But the whole thing about eating spiders in your sleep, that's really not true. That whole, you eat 8 spiders in your lifetime. No evidence for it. None whatsoever. Well, that would be a good source of protein, let's be completely frank, but no evidence for it. And why would you want to? Because spiders are kind of cute. I mean, I get why people are scared of spiders. Any 8-legged predator that can drop down on you from above, yeah, there's a certain amount of terror involved in that. I kind of get it, but these are little piddly ones. Like, if the spiders were the size of the Empire State Building, yeah, fair point. In fact, if anything was the size of an Empire State Building, I'd be terrified of a bunny rabbit the size of the Empire State Building, just because it would be breaking the cube meter law. I really have lost it in this video, haven't I? Subscribe if you want to listen to Benzie go utterly insane in a series of Diablo Immortal videos, because that is literally what's going to happen if we continue this series. Anyway, let's now go and actually sort out some of my gear, because, oh look, we've got new crossbows. Nice. We're going to equip that one. We're going to equip the new leather tunic, and the breeches, and the shoulder pads of willpower. Shoulder pads of willpower. It's because they're so ugly that, it takes a lot to put them onto your shoulders and then not take them off when anyone walks past. Oh, new skill, strafe. Strafe is great fun. Strafe is I need to kill absolutely everything in the immediate vicinity, so I'm just going to dance around in a circle and somehow things die. Again, laws of physics in a Diablo game just do not exist. Oh, quickly, potion before I die. Don't die on a video, that would be embarrassing. No, I need another potion, but I can't use it yet. Potion on cooldown. Why is the potion on cooldown? You've given me 3 potions, but I can't use them until the first one cools down again. Why do I have 3? 10 pants of fortitude. Yeah, those tanned pants of fortitude. Considering they are pants of fortitude, I think those are the ones that Deadpool refers to as the brown pants. Because they're the ones that help people not realise that you're not quite as, fortitudinal? Is that a word? Fortitudinous? As you might want to believe. Anyway, here we are. We come into the middle of the cultist area. Lord Skarn, the shard is ours and the rite is nearly finished. The way will open. Her voice changed.
You are not alone, supplicant. Slay the invader in my name.
So we murder. Murder everyone. I swear you could do like a Diablo Immortal dumb ways to die. That would be quite a funny video. But anyway, we're just going to keep murdering Ascara. She's a boss, but with very little HP at all. And down she goes. There we go. Oh, look at all those ads that she summoned that did nothing to help her. Oh no! And then all of the blood on the floor. Hell comes for you! And then she erupts into a geyser of blood and gore, and something wicked this way comes. Oh yes. Oh yes. First big awesome creature breaks the arena before it even, you have to break the arena to show everyone that you mean business. You're a big scary monster, and you are going to cause trouble for these people. There you are. Good boy. Good doggy. Is this a dog? Could this be dog? Yes, it could be dog. This is Ifris the Destroyer, and if you look next to his health bar, you'll see that he actually has a lot of health bars. It's not just the one... I shouldn't be using that one, it's terrible for one target. And it's not just one health bar, so once you finish the health bar, you then have the next one. So we're going to move out of the way and not get hit by the falling rocks. Of course we're going to get hit by the falling rocks because we are on terrible latency and ping, but we're just going to keep moving around, and Ifris the Destroyer is getting shot up the backside with a pair of hand crossbows, whilst I use other abilities as I move behind him. There we are, 2 health bars left. Oh, move out the way. Move out the way of those big things. And oh, look, it would be probably better if you didn't announce exactly where all of your attacks were going to go, Just going to be honest there. I think if you announce where your attacks are going, then I'm just going to move out the way, and that doesn't really help you. It's that whole, sneak attack! It's not a sneak attack if you announce it, is it? Anyway, we're just going to keep going, shoot some more things, rain of arrows on top there, and just keep moving out of the way. No damage whatsoever, because I learnt how to kite. And there we go. Loot absolutely everything around, pick up all the experience globes, and we're going to examine the Worldstone Shard. And then we get a cutscene where we, the badasses that we are, grab that Worldstone Shard and things happen. Capital things. Capital T things. And there we go. We now have a Shard of the Worldstone. It smells of demon kind. Really? Cain will know what to do with it. Okay, cool. So let's take the portal back to Wortham. Now at this point, I'm going to stop here because we're now 37 minutes into the game. I think me going crazy for 37 minutes on camera is probably about as much as you guys can stomach for now, and I don't want to spoil everything during the tutorial. But hey, if you're keen to see more of this kind of stuff, please do let me know. Comment down below what kind of content you'd like to see me make for Diablo Immortal. I love this game to pieces. If people want to see enough of it, I would even set up a secondary YouTube channel in order to just play this and keep the main channel for EVE Echoes, EVE Online, and other space games. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of my voice acting and all my other skills and craziness going on in this video. If you got any of the references, would love to hear your thoughts. Otherwise, folks, thank you for watching right the way through to the end. Happy sailing, and see you in Sanctuary.